Hey, welcome to the inaugural episode of the Fireteam, the Tactical Gaming Battlefield Division podcast. Here today with my guests. Well, actually, I guess I'm your host, Conipto. Here today with Kudo 215, Xbox One 1st Battalion, Club Squad SA, and the Club Squad SL Look 1, plus Red Dogs SM from 2nd Battalion, Xbox One, TG Furious Gamer, as well as another SM from Club Squad 1st Battalion, Trivium. How are we all doing today, guys?
Awesome. Doing pretty good.
What did we just do? We just did the RTFA thing.
Practice
Yeah.
RTFA. What's RTFA stand for?
That is Ready Team Fire and
Ready Team
Assist.
Assist.
Indeed, crushed it. Get wrecked. So yeah, that's all about small unit tactics. One of the things that we like to cover in TG. Speaking of TG, which is why we're here. Why TG, everybody? Don't all speak at once.
Wow, who wants to jump on that first, huh?
All right, we'll go around the table.
Yeah.
I volunteer Kudo to go first.
We'll go around the table. I'll start off. I was I was tired of playing Battlefield alone. Saw TG on a Battlefield forum post by Flux Unstoppable, as a matter of fact. And
You gotta be kidding me.
no, I'm not. Anyhow.
Sorry.
Oh,
just frustrated.
I may have
Hello,
just met
Trivium.
someone who was chasing me. I'm sorry.
went through the
Yeah,
Battlefield
Okay.
forums, saw a post by Flux Unstoppable, and saw the TG site. Was reminded of a community that I had loved so much before I joined the Marine Corps, and obviously then I wasn't exactly predisposed to game with a community, and but I had gotten back into Battlefield and was out of the Marine Corps and wanted to do that whole thing again, and TG looked great. So now I'm here. Been here nearly a year. I will have been here for a year in 3 days. 4 days, whatever.
3 days. Wow.
Yes.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
It is actually also my birthday. The two coincide. So,
Wow,
Kudo,
that's
why
pretty
TG?
Very similar reasons. We actually ended up joining not too far apart. I believe it was actually the same grouping of forum posts that actually got me into it. I was looking for community. I had just started the whole Battlefield franchise not that long ago. But prior to joining TG, and I was finding the game very boring by myself. I thought, okay, let's go find some group of people to play with. Seems like a people game. So, yeah, I just happened to find TG. The post was super organized. I was, completely enthralled with that, because I'm all about organization. Yeah, I joined and haven't looked back.
Nice.
Now, thought
OCD.
assistant. Oh, boy.
I don't know how many of us have looked back.
Yeah.
We're all still here.
Yeah.
So,
Good point.
look, why? You know what? I don't think I've ever actually had this answer from you. Look, why TG for you?
Well, why TG? Well, let's start off with Battlefield. I started Battlefield when Battlefield first came out, but I was on a PS3 when it first came out, and I was actually in a clan in PS3. And as PS4 came out, they started migrating to PS4. I did not have the money at the time to buy no PS4. And I was able to get my son bought a TV, and we got a free Xbox. So I migrated over to Xbox. My last clan, although a great bunch of guys, we were all vets. You had to be over 30 to join, but it was very unorganized. That was their main thing. No organization at all. So it was kind of like playing with a bunch of blueberries,
Okay.
Yeah. No real coordination. So when I came over to Xbox looking for a clan, I wanted something more organized. And I did. I also seen it on. I didn't know. Seen TG on the advertised. Flux Unstoppable. He was advertising it on the website.
Mad recruiting skills, that
And
dude.
I gave it a try, and I
Mhm.
tell you, at first I didn't think I was gonna like it at all, because of the organization. But I tell you, the organization actually makes it so much better. Learning how to run as a team instead of a bunch of individuals, a lot of times just makes you unstoppable. Another thing I liked is they didn't ask me what my kill ratio was. What you got to be a 3-point above before we'll even look at you. They didn't care, because as a team, everybody grows together.
It's not about the kill-death ratio.
No.
Right.
That only
Not
gets
at
you
all.
so many tickets. The objectives get you all the tickets. So
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a great point. Look.
let's also point out that the 1st Battalion, 2nd Battalion thing, basically in any division in TG, 1st Battalion is North America and 2nd Battalion is Europe or other. So we have somebody here from 2nd Battalion who falls under the other section of that, and that's TG Furious Gamer from Red Dogs over in 2nd Battalion, Xbox One. Why did you pick
Hello.
TG, man?
Although it might sound a bit boring, TG sort of picked me, really. I was contacted just by recruiting through Messiah, who was in the party earlier. And at that time, wasn't really looking for a clan or anything like that. I had been in one previously, bit boring. But Messiah pretty much sold me immediately. Signed up that day, changed my gamer tag immediately. I was super hyped for it, and yeah, been hyped ever since. Pretty basic, really. I'm just one of the lower class, got recruited through spamming pretty much. But yeah, never looked back. It was a bloody great decision I made, actually.
Nice. Well, and with you, we're also me, Kudo, and Look have all been here a year or longer in Look's case. How long ago did you join?
I left TG a couple months ago. Realised my decision and rejoined. So I was originally on 360, and I got to the point where I had my own squad called the Wildcats. Had a pretty tight-knit squad back then. It was alright. Then just some issues within the squad arose. Then I just left. I couldn't deal with it. But then met up with Messiah again, rejoined. So I think I joined last year in, I think it was March or April. So a fair while, but...
But your first join date was how long before that?
I don't know. Like I said, I did rejoin about a month ago, I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
And that was just through Messiah. Like, I got bored playing Battlefield by myself again, so just thought I'd rejoin.
Yeah, so we brought you back. All right, so Trivium is the last one we have here. Why TG, Triv?
I need people to play with, mainly. I used to play with a bunch of buddies that I worked with, and they sold their Xboxes and moved on. They were mainly Call of Duty players. So, and that got boring. Just run, die, run, die.
Yeah.
That's all that game was to me. But and I played Battlefield 3 since it came out, but I played by myself the whole time. And then I bought Battlefield 4, but I was checking the forums at work one day and saw TG Hooky Monster had a post, so I applied and came in here, and I haven't stopped. It's been almost 3 years.
Oh, dang. So you've got the seniority card here.
The old man.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm feeling
usually-
young again.
yeah. Usually we got Mac in the circle, who's been here 8 freaking
Yeah.
years. Old man Mac. But so yeah, that it's especially for you, Furious Gamer. I mean, we brought you back basically, just being who we are, and you get to know some certain people around here, and start to miss them if you go away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like just playing by yourself really gets to you. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who are out there who get the same thing, which is why we're recruiting, isn't it?
yeah, that's how I ended up here. Just stumbling across a forum post looking for people to play with is all I really cared about, and I stumbled across some place that actually emphasizes putting like-minded gamers together, and the whole small unit tactics thing that strikes a chord with me. I love that. Which is, I mean, that's something we were just going over. We're doing the RTFA testing for the badge, and it's all legitimate. It's Fireteam tactics. So
and something that's a bit different from like other clans is just how, and this really shocked me when I first joined, was how organised it all is. Like there's a system for everything.
Right. Well, I mean
Yeah.
that's what you get from
Like
something that's been around for what is it, Galding 16 years now? No, not 16.
Yeah.
No. 2000.
Since
12.
2004.
So 12.
2004 October.
12 years.
Oh.
So
There's math.
yeah, we do small unit tactics, not math. So yeah, we ran through just regular, like it's something that kind of gets a little muddled when you're actually playing the game for Battlefield. But it's I mean, it's a good thing to have around, just being in formation and just emphasizing sticking together and working together, and always being there to pick somebody else up and putting together
Well,
their.
I tell you,
Yeah, you go ahead.
we've been in Club Squad here, most of us here, for almost a year, and Club Squad really turned around when we first went through RTFA training with EPSI. And we brought it back to Club Squad, and what a difference it made just within our own little squad there.
Oh yeah, it completely changed the dynamic of how we played, and we saw more and more of victory after victory. Granted, it's on our own server, but we ain't like the server says on Xbox One. We don't kick because you're good. We don't ban because you killed us. I mean, it's all spelled out there. We don't care who it is. We're there to really match ourselves up to you and show you what we can do.
Absolutely.
So we had the RTFA thing. We've been implementing that in our own practices, we call them. I get a little silly with that term. It sounds so formal, and it's really not how it's run.
Yeah.
It's just us having fun, basically, and that is the number one rule when you go into practices or practi, whatever. That is the number one rule. Everyone ought to be having fun, or they don't. I don't know how to say it.
And practice is just a dedicated time that we get together and we're going to play with one another.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. At the end of the day, it's a game, but we're also meant to take away from it teamwork skills.
Right. And when you're doing something like working throughout the week, or whatever you do throughout the week, it's so nice to break that up twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays for us, with just hanging with buddies who you never actually really see, and just playing the game you all enjoy.
Yeah. It's especially nice to know that you're going to have these groups of friends at these specific times in the week. You can kind of plan around it, and you just know you're going to have friends online.
Yeah, and at the same time,
and you guys are going to play together and win.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're going to win a lot. And at the same time, there's that emphasis of it's real life first. If you're not active enough to be here, then there's still plenty of places for you if you're active enough to be somewhere else. forum contributors, that's not a huge load on your shoulders if you have to take some time off and be there, and you don't even have to be on leave for that. But you can be on leave for I'm not sure what the cutoff is. Is it 6 months?
It's 6 months
with no activity.
As a forum contributor, you need to be posting on the forum once a week, but
that's
not that demanding.
But if you're
when
on,
you really think about it.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. No, because there are plenty of topics that actually are active, at least more than active enough to post once a weekend, and they will absolutely keep your attention.
Yeah.
Heck, go in there and make your own topic.
About everything.
Yeah, you can absolutely make your own topic. I've done it more than a few times. I mean, I think I'm approaching 800 posts on the site. Been here for a year, and that's actually pretty high. Yeah, mhm.
So, are you proud of that or depressed by that?
I'd say proud. I'm social.
Okay, I'm not saying how many posts I have now.
I think I have a B.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's pretty high for how long I've been here, and no one. If you're actively playing, then no one expects that out of you because you're going to be talking to your squad and your COC chain of command all throughout the week, and all throughout the week because you're either going to be at practice or you have to explain why you're not going to be. So there's always communication. Doesn't matter where you end up. That's just that's an obligatory thing. You want to be here, you better be willing to talk to people.
Well, speaking of communication, I think it's a good time to bring up Discord.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. We have moved. The PC community here used to be exclusively TeamSpeak, and I am not even sure of the status of that TeamSpeak server now. Because Discord has really taken over, even for the PC guys in Battlefield. From what I've seen, I see a lot of them spending most of their time in Discord. So I don't know if they're just there to chat or have a place to talk while they're not in TeamSpeak, or if that's if the TeamSpeak server's actually gone. I haven't even checked on it. But
and Discord, for anyone who doesn't know, is voice and chat channel, kind of similar to TeamSpeak.
Yeah, and it's
on the rise.
But it's a lot
relatively newly developed, I believe.
Is it?
It's a lot more intuitive, I would say.
Yeah, it is actually. If you're like first time jumping into like a PC designed format and going on to like even for you do have a lot of people who don't post too much in the forums. They don't want to deal with I don't know what they don't want to deal with, but take me for example though. I used to I have posted a lot less on the forums since Discord has come out because I liked my primary posting place was somewhere in Battlefield, whether it was the Division forums or Xbox One forums or our Club Squad discussion, and since then I check general discussion, which is not Division exclusive, and then I just sit in the Battlefield Discord all day. I am there. I am checking it periodically. Basically, if I walk through the room, I'll see what's new. I'll scroll. That's my Facebook basically. You open your phone, you go to Facebook, you're like, oh, I'll see what the new notifications I have are, and you just start scrolling. You're like, oh, I gotta stop. Stop. It's the same concept as what.
We're all looking for the same thing.
So.
Yeah.
We're all looking for like-minded people.
Discord's so much easier.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, sure it is.
It really is.
It is, and it's
what's
instant.
great about it?
Yeah.
It's instant, and on top of that, we get to share across all the different platforms. Like in just Battlefield, for example, on the Battlefield server.
Right.
We get to meet people, like I got to meet TW Sarge, who was playing with us earlier. He's on PlayStation. I would have never met the guy. I would have never even crossed into his PlayStation brigade, but I got to meet him on
And
plane of
on
existence?
Discord. And
We
now he plays on occasion with us on Xbox. So.
and he's also doing the PLDC through
Yeah.
Xbox, and obviously he's getting RTFA through Xbox too. So we got a lot of things, a lot of cool things going on for anybody who is cross-platform to pick that up on Xbox. And that's
Threw out an acronym out there that a lot of people may not know.
PLDC. That's
PLDC.
Practical Leadership
Practical
You
Development
military guys
Course.
probably know, but
No, actually, that's not a military term in my experience, but practical
it's an Army
leader.
one for sure.
Is it? Okay. Well, that explains where it comes from.
Well,
TG is what TG is actually highly dominated by ex-service members internationally,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
part of
Not
that
to say
part
that,
of well, yeah, it
not
doesn't.
to say that anyone else is not welcome.
Oh,
No, it is
No,
not. It's
definitely
not
not.
exclusive
All
by
of
any
them.
means, but I think one of the things that attracts ex-service members and why we have so many of them is because the way it's organized, and that level of organization is very reminiscent of where it's drawn from, which is the military worldwide. And so anyway, the PLDC Practical Leadership Development course is a course that's designed for our basically what you could call our officers, squad staff, brigade staff, battalion staff. Actually, there is no brigade staff; they're counted as division staff. But battalion staff and division staff, basically everybody who has a command role, and it's not necessarily an eye-opening course. It all makes perfect sense when you think about it in context, but usually, I'm gonna cut out the usually and just say always and make that generalization. Something comes up that the instructors bring up in that course that you didn't really consider for very long. It depends on how they worded a question or whatever, but it's all there, and it's not just bread and butter of small unit tactics. It can be taken to a lot of places.
The thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to apply to TG either. Like, these are life skills you could learn. Like,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You can take
communication skills, just
Yeah.
being polite, general stuff. It's
You-
all there.
you can take it anywhere, and that's speaking of communication skills. We do have a strict, no harsh, as strict as it can be on the daggone internet of not having harsh language, and that's a thing. That you're gonna deal with that in life. So to me, I already had that because transitioning from the Marine Corps to any branch of service to civilian life, there's a very big difference in the language you use. So hitting that is and just having that switch to turn on in certain social situations, it's a good thing to practice. So it's there for a very good reason, and we don't exclusively say 18 or up. It's pretty much all are welcome. Just be mature enough to be open to what we're trying to preach here.
Yeah,
It's about
for sure.
about as simple as that. But anyhow, that's TG for you. So what else have we been doing this week? Not outside of TG, just the whatevers.
Waiting on Battlefield 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
jeez, yeah.
I'm pretty
Patient.
sure everybody who has played Battlefield is waiting on that.
No
And
joke.
How many of you guys played that? Did everyone here play the beta?
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had a
Yes.
few squad practices on it.
yeah we did.
Yeah, we
They
had
were
most of
very
ours.
Sure.
they were very
Chaos.
tough to organize. on, but you know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
how tough to organize is a beta. Uh, you know, it's pretty much 1-to-1 scale there.
Yeah.
But
we made it work though, and it was a blast to change it up a little bit and get a taste as a squad of what was
yeah,
to come.
and yeah,
Well,
and
Or
Tom,
the
it
next
was also
step.
interesting to see the improvements they've made from practice to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
'cause I think
Yep.
how many practices did we get in it? Like 2?
I think we got
Or was it 3?
3 or
Huh?
4.
Yeah,
3 or 4.
Wow,
I'd
okay.
I'd say 3.
Yeah.
3 is a good odd number to
Mhm.
roll with there, because there was definitely at least one, and we tried several times. There was definitely at least one where it didn't really work, and it was kind of a nightmare. And some people were in, some people were out.
Yep.
Yeah. Overall though, it was actually it worked out pretty well considering it was a beta, I thought.
Yeah,
I was pretty happy that we got a chance to play it
like heck,
relatively
even
successfully. Like
even
90%.
I mean, there's just a ton of and not just the Battlefield YouTubers that you see on the menu every day. There's a ton of just other people paying attention to the game because guess what? Guess what EA and DICE are doing now? They're paying attention to those YouTubers, those content creators, and those are that's a demographic that really is very critical and speaks for a community. All their own communities that follow them, but still, it lends a lot to the development of a game. So I'm not personally too concerned about how rough this launch could be. I expect maybe server crashes off the bat,
Mhm.
but
I think that would be safe to say.
yeah, that's not
That's
that
gonna
w-
happen with the max amount of people
well, and
trying
with
to get in.
with the
It's
hype
gonna
they've
happen any
with,
game.
yeah, and especially with the hype that's been built around something like Battlefield 1 that is not an every year franchise like Call of Duty. And I don't mean to trash talk Call of Duty. It's a perfectly good game every time I played it. I get what I want out of every Call of Duty that's been out, but I expect something going into that, and Battlefield has their expectation field, so they play a lot more to a much more nitpicky audience. Call of Duty, from what I've seen, just kind of deals with a much more cynical audience. I don't know. It's two very different sides of a similar coin.
Mm.
To clarify, I would say Call of Duty focuses more on single player PvP experience, whereas Battlefield focuses more on the group PvP experience. And when you're going to have multiple people trying to work as a group and you're going to have different classes running, it's a little harder to balance that type of a thing. So it's going to be picky just by default.
It's run and gun.
If that's the end goal.
For most people who play either franchise, it's run and gun versus team play basically required. Battlefield doesn't exactly require it, but Call of Duty absolutely does not require it. For
Battlefield,
for the biggest player base.
The Battlefield makes their game modes more team based, to push that feeling. And then along with what you said about the listening to the community, like they even after the beta changed the settings of Conquest to include kills as points.
So that
the way they were doing is just captures only.
And that was within beta. They made a change. So even if the launch is even if the launch is a little bit rough, then they've already illustrated how well they're listening and how responsive they're being to the community in general. So that's going to make for a smoother launch either way. Definitely way better than we saw with 3 or 4 in the Battlefield series.
I hope so, because 4 got a lot of bad press from their initial launch. From what I heard, anyway.
The first 6 months was horrible.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
Yeah. It was, and I spent the first 2 or 3 months not really playing multiplayer I didn't really play much multiplayer until I got back home because I had terrible internet. I was actually at university at the time, so didn't really have reliable internet for multiplayer. But I could sit there and do various things and do various college things and play video games at the same time. But yeah, no, that was a very even the beta was rough for Battlefield 4, and they got a lot of negativity out of the community for that launch. I think they're out to redeem themselves, and I think that looks like they're on a good track for that. But as for other things, so I've been working on the pilot's license is still a work in progress. But I also might go to Arkansas soon-ish. Couple months. Yeah, that's looking better and better by the day. I already have a place that I can live, as long as I can lock.
Arkansas?
So I work at horse racing tracks, and for TV production there for the simulcasting for bettors and all that. And there's a track down in Arkansas that I happen to know the producer at, so I might be heading down there. I know two things. I know that the track photographer there would love to have me as a roommate because he knows me, and I also know that the producer for the simulcasting down there would love to have me for the job that I've done at every other track, because he doesn't really want the guy who was doing it last year to be back. Which
cool beans.
yeah, that's a nice little hop, but I don't know. Heck, I'm jumping into it blind. I mean, why not? I got nothing tying me down, really.
Yeah. Well, and you got the experience, so.
Yeah, the experience is pretty easy to come by. It doesn't take too much to run a camera, but doing it well is something that that's the nice thing about. This is what I love about live production, which is all I have ever done. I have never done something pre-recorded as far as a TV production goes. So live production, whoever across the nation is watching that little niche wherever the particular production you're working on sits in, other producers around the country are watching, and sometimes internationally. Granted, internationally you're not going to get any job opportunities, not unless you're just the best, but it's really cool, and it creates a lot of opportunity for that field if people in your niche within the same country are watching and know how much you can travel. Always helps.
Sweet thing. Yep.
Yeah, not being tied down.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing, definitely. Being able to just travel 6 hours away and live there for a couple months and then come right back to whatever. That's one of those things that that just comes along with age. I'm pretty aware.
Getting tied down?
Well, I mean, yeah, I would assume. That's why I try to be pretty aware of my age. Well, let me rephrase that. Ideally, yes, you get tied down somewhere, but eventually, and I'm about to turn 24. There's no reason for me to be locked down in one place.
Oh, you're still a kid.
Yeah, I'm still there, but I'm aware of that, right? That's something a lot of people don't have.
Yeah. Look at a 24-year-old that rents a room. Well, no, he don't rent. He owns the room in my house. He don't pay nothing.
That sounds like you got a freeloader on your hands.
Don't
What
tell
race
his
you
mom that.
I'm waiting until we hear her laughing in the background or something. That's happened before.
Oh, no.
what was it the other day? So somebody asked who had the walrus in the background, and you just go,
yes.
"That's my wife." It's like such a downcast tone of voice. It's so hilarious.
That's terrible.
It's like it just immediately made everybody feel bad. But it.
And yet we were laughing. Maybe we're the horrible people.
We are. I'll say that about myself.
No, it wouldn't be us. Could never be us. I don't.
I am a
No.
decently bad human being. Does that make
I
sense?
thought you were going somewhere way different, mate.
Did I
like,
just
I'm
did I
a
just
pretty good
juxtapose
bloke.
two
I'm pretty
really
good.
bad two really well, they're antonyms. I guess. I don't know. There's whatever. There's no black and white. There are only shades of gray. That's my catchphrase.
Like 50?
Okay.
So I take it you love 50 Shades of Grey then? You love
No,
that.
because that ruined my favorite
Yeah,
catchphrase.
That's what I just heard.
Oh.
I hate that. I hate that book and that movie. I especially hate the movie because the book was just kind of a fad on its own that like whoever reads was caught up in, and then the movie came along, and then it was just out there for everybody. Totally ruined. My one of my favorite phrases. Say shades of gray and don't hear the words 50 from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dare you to.
Yeah, those times have passed though.
Yeah, ship has sailed. I guess I better start shopping around for a new catchphrase or something.
Probably.
Is
You
there
know,
an
Do we
online
all have
market for
catchphrases here? Has
catchphrases?
everyone got their own? Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody should have their own. Do people not try to do that? Do people not have their favorite sayings?
They're not a thing?
I
Sort of, yeah.
I go back and forth on like different words, just kind of what feels natural to me at the time. But
And I'm not talking about like favorite.
not-
we're
I
not-
don't have one currently.
Let's be clear. We're not talking about
one
like
that's,
favorite quotes here. Although one of my
Yeah.
favorites lately has been the Hemingway advice: write drunk, edit sober. Love that. Fantastic advice.
It's pretty good.
If you are a kind of a writer trying to battle your way through writer's block, I can imagine that is pretty relevant. But you know, it can apply to different things. Anyway, but yeah, the catchphrases. It's different than quotes. You can have decent phrases, but you can also have your favorite quotes. So I had the Hemingway one, which and I could see that doubling as a catchphrase for some certain people of a demographic, based on occupational demographic, I'll call it. But my next favorite, my next two favorites would be from the Civil War, because you had R.E. Lee watched well, the American Civil War. I'll point that out. We do have our second battalion guest here. So R.E. Lee watched the Irish Brigade storm up Marie's Heights at Fredericksburg and said, "Oh, it's a good thing war is so terrible. We would grow too fond of it." Because he said that in the context where he was admiring the determination of that charge. And then the other one was not too many years later, literally one, and 1.5 maybe. William Tecumseh Sherman just said, "Oh, war is all hell." That was basically his last famous quote.
Well, I didn't realize he said that. War is hell.
War
All
is all hell. Yeah. It's not just hell. It is
True
all
though,
of it.
isn't
It is, because you think about it. War is the opposite of order. It is the exact opposite of civilization.
When you think about the way he conducted his campaigns, yeah. Yep.
And it makes perfect sense that he would have been the one to say it. And
Exactly.
he was actually, I believe, he was at a military academy in Louisiana when war was about to break out, and he said, well, one of his instructors, I guess, or the deanus, some authority figure where he was at, and I believe it was Louisiana, said, what's going to happen if war breaks out? And he goes, well, I'm going to go fight for the Union. Because guess what? You're not going to win. And this was when, like, the lines of secession were already pretty clearly drawn if secession was going to be a thing. So the reality is go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so that's your favorite quote. Does anyone else have their like a favorite quote?
Oh yeah,
Motto
good
or
idea.
anything like that, but a favorite
What do we got?
quote.
That's
Hold
all
on.
the hunt.
That's
I used to have some, but
I guess
they don't fit
can
anymore.
work.
Hmm.
Is that just your response to everything?
That actually probably
Yeah.
that's actually my own quote, and yeah,
Meh.
I actually
That's
really
right.
identify with
It's a
it.
knockoff of the Campbell's one. But, okay.
I think my all-time favorite would probably
Um,
be. It's fine because it probably is.
Fine.
Good.
That's
Fine. Move on to the
Right.
fire.
hey,
I
my
still
Xbox
remember
profile
the
says that.
One my fifth grade teacher
Really?
taught me was life's not fair.
That's a good one too.
Ooh,
It's
that's a
pretty.
good one.
Great
Me.
teacher told you
That
that, dude.
stuck with me
Jeez.
forever.
Yeah. Any.
You know,
We had a quote
That's
book.
depressing.
And that was the first one we put in.
Right?
No,
I-
it's
You know what?
straightforward though.
Yeah. That's
You
like.
know who else said that? Jareth from Labyrinth. Great movie.
Ugh,
Okay.
man.
Haven't seen it. Not a movie buff. I'm not.
Don't
So
bother.
now
I'm-
that we've
Okay.
Not
so
that way.
I'm up on pop culture as far as like Netflix originals go, but I cannot tell you movie things. I haven't even
Yeah.
seen The Force Awakens.
That one-
No
Same, but
spoilers.
don't know
I
much.
will
don't
find
know
you.
actors.
Wait,
What
which
have you
one?
watched?
Nothing? Huh? No. Force Awakens. I haven't seen it.
No,
What?
you haven't.
I.
What?
I haven't
Can
seen
you
That's
it.
what I
exit
just
right
said.
now,
But
please?
Oh.
no,
I'm with ya.
Okay, just hold the phone. Wait like a week. I'm gonna buy it this weekend.
Hey, you wanna hear
just
one
so I
better
can-
than that?
No. Wait, well, maybe. I
I've
don't know.
seen,
Oh, I
I've seen
just
the original
have
Star
one
Wars.
copy.
That was it.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And the only thing stopping me from seeing the rest is I don't know what order to see them in.
Huh. Look.
I know I could take a minute and look it up.
What does that mean? You're gonna watch it 3, 2, 1?
Look, you're officially not a
Yeah, I
nerd.
don't want to watch it out of order.
You can't be a nerd now. You don't even like Star Wars. Well, you don't even know how to like Star Wars. You're not a nerd.
Oh, I
You
never
can't
said
be.
I was.
Well,
I like
you're
hanging out
probably
with
right
nerds 'cause They
then.
make me feel better.
The truth comes out.
No, oh man, shots fired.
Wow, how did we jump from quotes to Star Wars?
My little Napoleon.
Exactly.
Napoleon
That's the point of
complex, I
the getting off topic part of
Yes.
the podcast.
So, Kudo, apart from your quote being what's your favorite quote?
I don't have one.
No, just
Oh,
get out.
that's your
Get out of the
favorite quote? I don't have one.
Don't
I
know.
have one.
Sure. Yeah, that's also a
Fine.
personal quote. I also highly identify with that one.
Okay. I don't have one. Kudo 215, 2016.
I don't have one. Although I'm not of age to join the military, I'm very patriotic. Oh, well, at least I like to think that. So my favourite quote is, if they stand behind you, protect them. If they stand beside you, respect them. And if they stand against you, defeat them. Now, do not ask me where the hell that came from, but my mate told me that.
Can
so
can
I'll
someone
have to ask him.
Kudo, can
I
you
like that.
can anybody with access to a computer or phone Google that? Because I would love to know where that came from. That's a good one. I love that.
Let's hear
It's
a
just about
repeat.
like respect in the military and like brothers in arms sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, just the whole camaraderie thing is just something that rings true pretty much wherever you go. I mean, you can be working in a kitchen in a daggone Buffalo Wild Wings and have camaraderie. Camaraderie is no stranger to
Yeah.
regular, well, I say regular, but yeah, just,
Regular Joes.
yeah, just civilian parts of life, I would say. There's camaraderie everywhere.
No, it's not. Yep.
You know, I did post a really good quote to recruiting forum recently. If I can find it, I will share that one.
If
I wouldn't
only
say it's
I
my
paid
favorite, but I
more
thought it was pretty
attention to your recruiting forums. To be fair, I will.
That's cruel.
I
I
will.
don't care what she submitted. Whatever.
I do care. I'll go there every now and again
Not
just to make
really,
sure it's been
though.
bumped. Like when I think of it, I'm just be like, oh crap! I wonder if anybody's bumped that lately. And I'll
Oh my
make sure to
God,
bump
that
it.
is something you don't have to
It's
worry
been
about.
slacking lately. No, I've been the only one doing it recently, but that's
Really?
fine.
Okay.
I'm
gonna-
Really,
used to
I,
that.
Well,
I
hey.
stopped looking at it because it was bumped so much, and I went and started recruiting on PS4 and computer, PC.
To be fair, PC needs that.
PS4 and PlayStation.
I feel like I cannot believe that there aren't more members in PC for our for TG.
Right. Yeah.
Because you know you got the whole PC master race people.
They don't recruit.
They don't. Sounds like they need to get someone to step up and do it.
Do you reckon it's because of that master race complex thing, or?
Maybe they
Maybe.
got this
Maybe-
little
maybe they
Xbox
think,
dude doing it for them.
Yeah. No.
Hey,
Maybe they think if they build it.
Hey,
it's
I wouldn't discount Sandman, who is the
Yeah,
PC
he's pretty
Brigade
great.
commander. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. When
Yeah, he's a good dude. I get a lot of good information from him.
I
I don't.
when I met him, I was just hanging out in the TeamSpeak server, you know, when that was a thing. But I was just chilling in there, and I was just doing my own thing, playing games, and I was just hanging out in the. I was playing PC, but I was hanging out in the Xbox One group under
you do.
Battlefield, because why not? You know, it's the place I belong in on that or I belonged in on that server. So I was like, I'm here PC gaming, so if anybody's doing that, I guess then I can go see if anybody's playing games if I want to. But I would just leave that open. And then suddenly, Sandman pops in. I can't allow you to be in this channel. Or no, it was actually the PC lounge. I was actually playing Battlefield 4 on PC, and he hopped into the lounge and said, "Hey, I can't allow you to be here. There's a rule against people being I don't know what he said. It was like being alone, or there's a meeting coming up or something." He was just trying to troll me, and then we just struck up a conversation. But it was a really funny thing, and I was freaked out because I had never once had somebody just hop into a channel that I was alone in, but he did it. he had no shame about it either. He was very quick to. But granted, yeah, it was a PC channel for Battlefield, and it was totally in his right to hop in there and troll or not to troll at that point.
Oh, so I found that quote that I like, and I do think it applies quite well to TG.
Yeah.
This was said by some random women, Barbara Glassell and Emil Robert Jr. I have no idea who they are, but I randomly found on the internet. and
Wow,
I
so they
liked it,
all
so
said, "I don't know."
Yeah, pretty much. No, the actual
At the
hold
same
up,
time.
the actual quote. The actual quote is, "A team is more than a collection of people. It is a process of give and take."
I've heard
Fair
that
enough.
one.
Fair enough.
That's a good one.
That's a very
I think that's a pretty.
that's a very
practical,
family thing to say
A
too.
lot of people. Yeah,
what the
no,
hell
and I think
What are you
that's
talking
what
about?
TG stands for.
That's
No.
crazy.
What,
That's
family?
Just crazy talk.
Look, get out of here.
It's just a bunch of words
But,
thrown together, I swear.
Well, by definition, that is a quote, so yes. It's also a
dumb.
sentence.
Apparently.
It's you've got two things in Webster's that count for what you just said.
Yeah.
Does TG have a quote?
Does it?
I think that's like a motto, but not a quote.
Give every
It has
challenge
a
your
few
best shot.
adjectives.
Yeah,
yes,
yep, that's right,
Yeah,
yep.
that's it.
I
It has a bunch of adjectives.
Staring at
associated with
the
as well.
that corner of the web page is speaking out between my recording applications. So I just literally looked over and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. But yeah, no.
For a second, I thought you
fair
were
enough.
so hooked on the TG. You know everything off the top of your head, and then you're just like,
No,
I read it.
I still can't tell you the sponsor signature or regular signature sizes, which is apparently a question on the boot camp test. I also can't even confirm that that's a question on the boot camp test.
It is.
But to be fair, the boot camp test is open book, so.
Yes, which
It
is
is a good
good
idea, though.
because
do
I
think a boot
opened up
camp
a
test
separate
is
web
a good
page
idea.
just to look at the answers when I went through it. I
Oh,
didn't.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You bastard.
Yeah, it was like I was cheating the system or something. I don't know. It's like, I didn't know how I didn't know how this went. I was like, oh, I got a test.
Right?
Big
I
deal.
gotta admit, though,
Hey, there's
I gotta admit, I do like.
Looks like
TG
Messiah's joined us.
TG the
on this podcast.
Messiah has just hopped in. Hey, TG, Messiah. By the way, we're doing a thing with stuff. It's this new thing called a
No
podcast.
way.
Yeah.
A thing with
So,
stuff?
So I guess
Oh, I've heard of those.
I guess we have to go backwards a little bit from the entire tangent we just went off on.
So hey everyone, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Start over, guys.
So Messiah,
The Messiah has joined us.
Messiah is a Club Squad SM. You used to be. What did you used to? You used to do a thing in Second Battalion. What was that?
I
PL,
was executive
XL.
officer.
Okay, you were XO in Second Battalion.
Executive officer.
So, I guess we have to ask this. Why TG, Messiah?
Why not?
That's exactly what it says on your profile page. I'm not even sure that I can accept that. And don't be freaked
TG
out that I know that.
2016, why not?
Don't be freaked out that I know exactly what your bio reads before. But
Well-
okay, so fair enough. We've gone through that. But unless you had an actual answer.
Well, I do.
Okay.
It all started one summer day.
Oh god.
I-
That'll be our winter.
It was
It was a
actually
cold, dark night.
autumn, so I lied to you already. But I'd recently gotten out
I'm
of
used
my
to it.
last clan. It was one on Call of Duty. I was in there for a couple of years. It ended up, we ended it in Advanced Warfare. I was second in command then, but I was just messing about on Battlefield 4, doing what I do, and just got a message asking if I wanted to join TG, and I figured, why not? Seems cool.
All right.
And then here I am.
There you go. That's where the bio explanation of why not comes from. All right. So, how long have you been in TG now, Messiah?
Well, as it is the 2nd of October, exactly 1.5 years.
Nice. Okay. So, by the way, for any of our possible listeners, even those who might have stuck around for 54 minutes, the Messiah is actually kind of an oddball. He's an AU guy. He's from Australia, who is in 1st Battalion Club Squad, XP1. So interesting situation. Your hours clearly have to fit with it to be able to do that.
I've had worse.
We don't mind.
Right? Yeah. No, we don't. Having an actual accent in 1st Battalion. Oh, that's fantastic. That's
Not
just
that we
me
all
talking.
talk like this. I mean, there are a couple of characters within the club squad.
True. Yeah. Every time
yeah,
every
yeah.
time a Canadian comes around, Look One's alter ego comes out of the dark alleyway and.
Oh, that's true. Oh, let me see if I can get him.
Yeah,
Oh,
around.
Rogie, oh, hello.
Oh, Rogie's here.
This is Rogie. Welcome to my podcast. I want to thank you very much for coming. Oh, yes.
I do want to thank you guys
Mine
for coming,
now, is it?
though.
Mine now, huh?
Rogie doesn't
Thank
have to
you.
do it.
Oh, Rogie wants it. Rogie takes over everything. Oh, everything.
So,
I
what
actually
accent
met
is it trying to
Rogie
pull off?
before I met Look.
Canadian.
That's true. That's true. I remember that. The first time Messiah was in a practice, he would just join the party while Look was talking trash to what was it, Sauce? I guess.
Oh, yeah,
I guess it was
Sauce
Sauce Boss Nips. Talking in the
Wow.
accent.
French Canadian.
Yeah.
It was,
He sounded Asian though. That's got nothing to do with French or Canadian.
who
Yeah,
said Asian?
That's right. You kept telling me I sounded Asian.
Oh, who did?
Do your voice
You
then.
know
Do your
Australia.
voice.
You don't know French Canadian. Oh,
Oh, okay, there you go.
From
Heard a little
Montreal.
bit of French in there.
Yeah, you can tell it's French Canadian because he goes, oh.
Right, that's the distinction. Very,
Oh, that's
very
so
important.
Distinction.
Oh.
What an
That
eclectic
multiculturalism,
group
buddy.
of people.
Use such big words.
Yes, you know how many years I've been waiting to use eclectic where it
Nick was
belongs?
well educated.
He's like, I hold on to these words.
I
For the
I
prime
am
time to use
Put it in
them.
his pocket.
I am well self-educated. I'm regular, actual educated. But I'm well self-educated in the things that I like. That's the nice part. Those are the things I know best.
Yes.
That's important.
Which are
Well, I spat out those Civil War quotes, didn't I? I love that period of history.
So you
Oh, yeah.
a little bit of Civil War buff there, huh?
Oh yeah, I love that. And World War II is nice. That's a nice period of history. It's well, I wouldn't say nice period of history, but
yeah, don't
certainly
use nice.
certainly fascinating. Fascinating
What
to
do you think
study.
of World War II?
That's
Yeah, it was alright. Pretty good.
Alright, I wasn't there to witness it. I just read about it.
I heard from a guy that it was alright.
Hey guy,
I dreamed about it once.
is he still alive? Because I don't trust anybody that's still alive that says that was fine.
Well, I do know someone who's still alive.
Lucky
He's
you.
103 now.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lucky you for knowing somebody, and lucky them for being alive. Obviously, that's an accomplishment anywhere.
I got to see the stuff he brought back. He's got a like an old suitcase with those Japanese dresses. I can't remember
Kimonos.
I don't remember what you call them.
Kimonos.
He's got
Yeah.
two of those. He's got a rifle, and then like a round that he picked up.
Oh,
But
Who is this?
like
told me-
like a Japanese
my
rifle
grandpa-
and round.
yeah, I don't remember what it was because several years ago he showed it to me.
Oh, that was awesome.
But yeah, he was a commander of a Jeep, like a Jeep battalion. He said he had to know where 4 Jeeps were at all points in time because he ran ammo.
Wow, and that could get difficult with the technology then.
Oh yeah, he was talking about all the countries he's been to,
Yeah, well, no,
just driving his Jeep all over the place.
and like most of those countries, I'm sure still don't have Google Fiber. But no, we still have we have the crate that my grandpa brought back from Iwo Jima. Well, didn't bring it back from
Oh, wow.
Iwo Jima, but it's all his just his Marine Corps memorabilia is still all stacked up, and they actually have his transfer papers, his discharge papers. He saved all that stuff, and we still have it. And there's a bottle of sand from the beach of Iwo Jima. his promotion papers, all that's in there, and then there's like if I don't, the term sand table can be a little misleading to people who don't understand it, but a sand table is basically just like a 3D map, kind of built to scale, and he still has a small little sand table, of like, it's not really meant to be a tactical sand table, but like he had a basic sand table, just like an overview of the island. And that was
nice.
yeah. No, it's
cool.
still really cool to go through all that, and he still has all of his pictures with his buddies and stuff.
Yeah.
And they stayed buddies until the last of them died, and he was the last of them.
My grandpa still has the a pinup photo of my grandma.
Nice.
Oh, no kidding.
That's
with them.
Nice.
that's
Funny.
gotta.
I mean, they're both still alive, but I think they're celebrating like 74 years of marriage.
Okay, that's
Or
Wow.
something like that.
See that? Well, at this point in
That's
my life, that sounds like a prison sentence, but good on them.
Yeah.
That's commitment right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Good on them.
My great-grandfather, he fought in the Africa Corps, so he was German in World War II. He was a supply truck driver, so he didn't really see much action, but some of the stories he has, they're crazy.
Did a lot of furious driving back and
Like-
forth between Tunisia and Cairo, I imagine.
Yeah. One of the stories, well, a couple of the stories, he got strafed by enemy fighters one time, but out of his regiment of maybe 200, only 6 of them made it back to Germany while they were retreating.
Right.
God.
That's like, well, and
Yeah.
the Africa Corps was, like, aside from the command structure of it, was practically either captured or abandoned. Because they didn't, they were pretty much cut off by the end of that campaign in 42, if I remember right.
Well, I believe Rommel ended up stealing fuel from their Italian allies just so that way they could retreat.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So it
That's
sucks to be
I-
the Italians.
no. Let's we'll rephrase that. It's not stealing. It's tactical acquisitions. But
Keep telling yourself that.
yeah, well, that's what we always said when we. Well, you can guess how we ended up with American Army ACU pattern assault bags in the Marine Corps unit I was attached to.
Uh-huh.
I was going to return it, I swear.
Yeah.
So that's where they went.
Right, because you were a part of that unit in 2008 in Iraq that they got those from. Well, I mean, I'm sure they asked nicely.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, they had to do that first.
Hey, what's
That's
that?
due dil-
Screech?
Right. No. They had to ask nicely first because that's just due diligence. And then if they just happen to
I'm
disappear,
sure
who
if there was
knows?
someone there to see
would've
them,
done
they
that?
would have asked.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I seen on Pacific where they just steal.
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Marines hold themselves to a higher standard.
So they say.
Okay.
And
I
they
know you
they
are.
get the absolute forefront best of the year all the time.
Right? Okay. Okay. Now I'm
Even if they have to
tracking.
steal it.
They're still carrying M1s over there.
Hey, I'd have been
They were
happy.
at Desert Storm with M60s, and
If-
we were looking at them going, what the hell did they bring targets for?
What, the M60s or like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That-
what we were firing at for targets, and they brought them for use.
That'd be pretty fun to.
We had the M1s for years.
That'd be pretty fun. Target practice to actually
believe the
like
Marines
shoot a
still
gun
use
at another
the,
gun. That'd be fun.
Right.
I've never done that.
I believe the Marines
Yeah.
still use the Cobra, right?
Yes, they do. Close air support. Yeah,
It just
that's the Cobras.
seems like a sin to me.
What's that? Shooting a gun at another
Shooting
gun.
a gun
Yeah.
with a gun. That sounds
Well, I
terrible.
mean, it depends. If it's like a daggone, what was who made the HP-22? That garbage
know.
semi-automatic pistol that only the pre-70s
I mean, I guess-
versions work anymore.
Yeah, maybe any Taurus.
It was like it was like
White.
no, it was Canada Arms or something, or no, it was I don't know. It had some weird names. It had some weird
Canada.
name, and it was like I don't know. It's a or no, it's like PT Arms or something. I don't know. Anyway, point is, it's a semi-automatic 22 pistol that is just an absolute piece of garbage. If it was manufactured after like 77, like the ones pre-70s are still pretty solid, but they have like a really stupid construction if you look at them. I'm going off on this tangent where I'm just talking about what I hate as a certified gunsmith, but because I've torn a lot of those apart. But yeah, the model is the HP 22.
Figuratively and physically.
No, just literally, because we're not physically doing. What did you? I actually didn't catch what you said. We'll go back to that. Anyhow,
I think he just had a stroke, everyone.
yes.
The-
Smell burnt toast.
First and last episode of the podcast. But it was the HP 22, and everything pretty much post 1977 that for the HP 22 model was just fell apart. You might get like 500 or 800 rounds through it before it was just an absolute piece of garbage. So I'd be happy to shoot
Are
one
you
of
sure it
those.
was called the HP 22?
HP 22. Yeah.
That's Phoenix Arms.
Because that
Phoenix
comes up
Arms.
with
Yes.
a, printer
That's it.
cartridge.
Thank you.
The $130 gun. I wouldn't
Yeah,
expect
yeah,
that.
it's the cheapest. it literally held the reign for, I believe it still holds the reins for cheapest pistol, or cheapest handgun in the world. It at least held that at one point.
No,
Is that retail price?
Yeah, like $130.
And that's second
That's-
hand.
oh yeah.
Second hand? Hell no. People would be happy to get rid of those. They're crap.
I'd be happy to have one.
The main thing is
I don't
like
care if
in
it's crap.
in the frame, right under the barrel, like so you know you're gonna have a return spring under the barrel in every handgun. Oh, Triv, I'm sure
Yep.
you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and look, you too.
Yep.
Yep.
So theirs was just in the frame, and it was literally just a spring set in the frame. Was it? Had no guide rod, nothing.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying about how shoddy this construction is? I'm surprised
Kinda
this thing
steady,
can
man.
They're just
actually
saving on
last
weight.
over 1,000 rounds. And those are the only ones that I have seen that have lasted over 1,000 rounds are the ones that were built pre-1980s. Everyone past that has just literally been thrown in the garbage somewhere. If anybody who actually cared was trying to shoot it as an actual gun. I mean, it's just a piece of garbage to hold in your hand, and it will occasionally reliably throw a projectile down range.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
every now and
recommend
again.
it. Not your seal of approval.
No. Has my seal of destroy it. Get it out of my life. I never want to
0 out
see
of
one.
10 that would not
I
fire
never even want to see a picture of one on Google again. It's that bad.
Dog feelings.
God, it does look pretty bad.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah.
It's
like-
yeah, it's
Alright, I gotta see it again.
Tiny. Look at it.
oh, it is
What
tiny.
You could use that thing.
But you know, like for a 22 that holds 15 rounds, tiny is what you should expect. It's a single stack mag.
It is a 22 after all, yeah.
But yeah, it's a 22 and it's a single stack mag. That doesn't equate to expanding your belt a lot if you're trying to carry something. But still, who's trying to carry, like concealed carry a 22, thinking that it's actually going to do a whole lot of good for that purpose?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just a silly just a really dumb example of how some real cheap manufacturing can lead to an equally cheap piece of merchandise that will still sell like crazy just because it's cheap and people don't know what they're actually looking for.
I'll tell you what though, one of the best handguns, and this is my personal opinion, is the IMI Desert Eagle. That thing is a beast.
No. You have to specify. You have to specify. IWI does a very good job on everything they've done, except for the original Desert Eagle. Here's the problem with that: they used 50 AE, 50 caliber Action Express, is the caliber they used, or the cartridge they used,
Right.
and absolute mistake. That is a garbage round, and it does not equate to. Like, it's made for handguns, but it's not. It shouldn't be made for handguns. Now, you look at the 44. I've heard that it shoots a lot better and performs a lot better. Not a big surprise, since it actually is 44 Magnum, and it's a semi-automatic 44 Magnum, so it's still a beast, but it's a way better round to be using, way more reliable, all that. And then the Baby Deagle. The 9mm version they put out, and
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say whether or not they have a 40 cal version, because I don't know. I would assume that it's a reasonable product for them to have, but I don't actually know if they put one of those out. Anyhow, the 44 I've heard is a very good compromise between the 50 caliber, just hard hitting, and easier to shoot. But what they did with the action on the original Desert Eagle and stuff, just the operation of it, fantastic. It was a gas-operated rotating bolt handgun. It's a beautiful looking gun when you look at the mechanics of it. They just chose a garbage.
Do you reckon its large caliber makes it impractical?
Yes. Even if you're talking 44.
Large frame, like.
Yeah, the frame alone does that. You don't need to pick a cartridge if you're looking at that size frame, because that's just a huge gun.
With it?
You could leave in Indiana.
Like the 44 mag.
You know the woes. You know the woes of Indiana and full rifle hunting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I mean they finally did open it up this year.
Did they? Thank God.
Yeah, rifle starts. You've got to be 300 blackout or bigger, I believe.
Okay, well, that's more than fair.
Yeah, I can go deer hunting with a 300 blackout if I wanted to.
300 blackout or bigger? That's no problem.
Yeah.
Heck, I figured they'd start the.
Way off topic, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. That's the point of.
What was the topic to begin with?
It was
why you joined TG.
It was TG talk to begin with, and that's the whole format, and then we segue. But that's the.
Well, how long have we been going for?
We've been doing this for an hour and 15 minutes now, nearly. So we can talk for a long time.
Yeah.
Just depends on how.
Yeah.
Just depends on how long.
I listen to podcasts for like 3 hours, so.
Yeah, right. It just depends on how long people are willing to listen. So, but like
Do you think that's enough then, or do you want to keep going?
It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep recording as long as we're just talking. I mean, it's no big deal to me. I'll put it all out there. It's not like we've stepped any bounds, in my opinion.
What was that?
That was an interesting noise.
There's something in the background of someone's mic.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Somebody's playing the other Xbox.
Someone just got quick scope
Yeah.
on Call of Duty.
Ah.
Or in Battlefield by an SVD.
Yeah. That's.
Oh my god.
Apparently
Dude, I
that's
swear to God, if you
frustrating.
kill me again, I'm not even kidding. If you kill me again, you're your bloody inbox is not going to be clean ever again.
That's another place. That's another place you stand out. That's another place you stand out, Furious Gamer. That is another place you stand out. You are not used to Kudo and her frickin' DMR spam. I am
1v1 me.
If you,
Let's do it right now.
all right. Look,
Well,
I'm
hey,
really
pick a
young right
map.
now.
It
You wanna come
depends.
here,
I'm joining.
You
while
better
we're chatting,
you better
feel
pick
free.
your map well.
But I'm in Operation Lock right now, so this is probably not going to end well for me. It's not by my choice, to be clear.
But so like
She uses a FLIR, by the way. So.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works really well for
so-
me.
She
I don't
has
care what you
target
say.
detector.
So you can spam your
Yeah.
smoke.
Apparently, like
Which also works really well.
black and white TVs.
But I'll still see it through it. I've gotten good at counteracting all that.
Well, yeah, because you're. But the
No,
target.
you guys are missing the point. A target detector doesn't work when you're dead.
True, but
here's-
Yeah,
here's
it's
You're the one
here's a
getting
more
killed right now.
here's a more something that I actually don't. I am absolutely not clear on. Do target detectors work through smoke now? Because I know FLIR and IR and V do not.
Partially. It depends, like, how close to the edge the person is, like, of the smoke.
Okay,
It depends completely.
so it's very much like
Situational, sort of.
that's a kind of a CS:GO kind of thing.
I have not played the game, so I cannot compare. But
Okay.
I'm sure.
Well,
it's similar.
for our PC audience, if you've ever played CS:GO, apparently target detectors work very similarly to actually seeing people through smoke in CS:GO. That's what it sounds like.
What?
You're not. Oh my god! How many?
This guy's not happy for some reason.
And
Apparently, I'm hot.
all the PC Master Race people are losing their frickin' minds right now. Because it doesn't sound like anybody here has
We're all
played
having a bit of a
CS:GO
rage
but
at the
me.
moment.
I'm not even.
I
I'm not.
played Counter Strike
I've
way
seen
back, like
others play it.
I don't know, 12 years ago. Probably
I'm
longer.
aware of its existence.
Well,
Mm.
how long has Global Offensive been around? Because even I have played recently and can't answer that question. I guess we could always
Get on
shall
Google.
hold the-
yeah we could always see
2012.
oh really? That's it?
August 2012.
God dang.
4 years old. Time for a new game.
Well, they basically are.
This
They
game
actually
for Battlefield for 3 years.
they basically are making a new
Oh my-
CS:GO. They are reworking a lot of mechanics for how things shoot and how they work. So they're paying a lot more attention to it. Gaben, our the CS:GO division's Lord and Savior, has finally decided to rework a lot of the big complaints. And VAC bans are going very heavy. This is a Battlefield podcast. We should just stop talking about CS:GO.
We talked
Since you're the only one who could talk about it.
Well, nothing
Yeah.
about
I'd say it's a-
Battlefield.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Podcast.
Gun
Yeah,
I would like to point out too, just real quick, that I killed Furious Gamer already. I've already killed him once.
yeah, no, I figured that when I heard him go, oh my.
Surprise.
Yeah, exactly. If you hear any more of that, I'm sure you'll figure it out. For our
Furious.
listeners out there.
Use a vehicle.
You do the countdown.
He chose a good
The thing
name.
is, I
There's no
can't use a
vehicles
vehicle
here.
in Operation Locker.
Don't you
Find a vehicle and bring it into the operation locker.
you can get somebody to play as commander and drop a ATV in there.
yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my god, don't you dare.
Because that was
I
what.
don't stand the
and this-
tension at the moment.
I was playing Locker one day, just like on my own, just grinding kills for guns. But
Oh,
I-
As you do.
I was on that is kind of my thing. I like to progress weapons via kill count. And anyway,
You
I was in Locker.
People do
And-
that.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I was in the locker and I was on Delta. I went up the stairs and I just see this ATV go by me, and thank God it's on my team because I would have totally been dead. But I see this ATV go by me. I'm like, what? What? I had this whole freak out moment. I was like, this shouldn't be here. How is this here? What is happening? And then I looked down and I thought, oh, commanders can drop vehicles. And I don't know why. I guess it's not a big deal because all I can drop is ATVs. But I immediately, once I realized what was going on, I just cracked up. It's so funny to see a frickin' four-wheeler going through the tunnels of Operation Locker.
Locker, yeah.
Or Metro. And literally the only people who will ever hop on that vehicle are just, they're having all kinds of fun.
Oh yeah, for
Holy
sure.
shit.
Yeah,
Trying to fit in all the
they're being
costumes
absolute
and have it
goofballs
and-
and just they're having all kinds of fun with that, and that's fine. Play the game however you want, as long as you're enjoying yourself. It's gonna make me
Get
laugh.
killed by a C4 quad on Operation Locker.
Yeah, oh,
That's-
dude, that
that's
would
the
be
dream right there.
yes. I would actually be perfectly fine with that. I would not be angry. I would be very confused for up to 5 seconds.
But
And-
only 5.
Yeah, 5 tops. Okay, the kill screen. If you're playing core.
Yeah.
And if you play hardcore,
So that's a good question.
doesn't make you better than me.
So what's everyone's favorite moment in Battlefield 4?
That's a good question. I like that.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's tough.
Um,
I've been playing it since
I've got
launch.
Let's say so long.
There's a lot of them. I think, for me, just as an experience as a whole, it's so cheesy. But I think the first time I was on the tower in Siege of Shanghai, I was up there and it started falling down and I could hear all these noises in my headset. I was freaking out. Like, it's just one of those instinctual things. Like, something is wrong with this building. I need to get out immediately. Like, nothing had been told to me previously.
was
I
it
was
the
like, I need to
sirens
get
or the
out.
rumbling that gave it away that something was wrong?
No, it was the noises. It wasn't
well-
even really well,
Well,
it was
really?
partially
Because the
rumbling.
controller vibrates too.
Yeah. A little, yeah.
It's pretty
It
important.
was also the rumbling. It was all of it. But
People
for
are
more
jumping
than
off the
anything,
building.
the noises.
What is
What?
happening?
No, I didn't see that part.
Well, and like take that
Point
from
is, I jumped off and it was just awesome.
No,
That's
okay.
when I was like, this game is.
Take
sweet.
that
'Cause this
from-
is the first Battlefield franchise game I've ever played. So
Is
it's
it?
Like, that was a real selling point for me. Yeah, I've never
What?
played any others.
wow.
Yeah, I know. How
You
am I
have
this
not
good?
lived.
That's
I
just
played Battlefield
instinctual.
Vietnam when I was a
live
kid.
And breathe, Well, I did not. So
I probably
I didn't play
shouldn't.
Battlefield Vietnam, but I played
I played Call of Duty with all the other nubs.
Operation Vietnam.
Uh,
Operation.
oh,
Desert Storm. You know those games?
Oh no, okay.
Or
no.
PS2 games. Yeah,
Um,
that
That
is
is
a Storm.
That was an awesome game. It was the first game I ever played.
That is.
Right.
I remember that coming
I
out.
was like
I don't think
5.
I ever played it. But from what I could tell, it kind of reminded me.
It was a fabulous game.
By the cover, it made me think, oh, this is just an off-brand full spectrum warrior, which it totally is not.
Yeah, it's good fun. Run
Anyhow,
around, get shot at, fall in traps.
So, take Kudo, take your situation from then, and turn it to now. When you hear, oh, so many rumbles on the building, you're like, oh, they're already bailing out. Look at those suckers.
Right, well, yeah.
A little bit,
It's pretty funny.
A little bit satisfying
From
to just be lingering around knowing that the building's probably going to
Right,
collapse
it's not quite
soon,
yet.
and just The
Yeah.
thing about being on
Well,
the top
I've
of the
had
building
the-
though is you actually don't know how many rounds and how fast are being, or how many C4s and how fast are being pumped into the struts that are holding the building up. So there is there's always a little bit of confusion to be had there.
That's true. That is true. I've had the fortune of introducing quite a few people, like around my friend group, to this game, and it's always been like my pleasure to be in a party with them, listening to everything that's going on. Like, especially when I put them on C, just saying, I'm like, just stay at C. Just stay at Charlie. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And they start like freaking out, and it is the best part.
So basically, you're a cruel human being.
Satan.
Yeah, dumping water on people in Minecraft and stuff. So.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I did
right.
something
Oh, who
worse.
you're talking about?
You're
so,
right. She doesn't dump water. She dumps lava. Lots of lava.
well, it doesn't matter if you have a ladder right next to you. So.
Shut up.
So let's roll with the favorite Battlefield moments. Look, you got one? Or are you gonna pass?
I can't think of. Yeah, I've been trying to think of a moment.
I can think
Tough.
of one that was pretty funny for me. That
Go
involved you and
ahead.
me.
So you
It was all
got
right.
two now.
I
We're
got
going.
out.
Okay, we're
I
going
got
kudos story.
I
Let's
did.
go.
I know, I'm cheating. No, I'm
No, it's
reminding
not
you.
cheating.
No,
We don't
I
care.
got out of the LAV and I saw the M16 on the ground, but it wasn't an M16. You gonna tell that one?
What?
You remember? It was like recent. It was so recent.
Oh,
You remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have missed
out
it.
of the LAV coming into position
did.
Alpha. What map was that?
That was Dragon Valley, I think.
Dragon Valley coming into position Alpha. So she's coming up at an LAV. She gets out of the LAV, comes up to the gate where I had laid down some C4. And I'm in the Connex next to it looking at her, and it looks like she walks up there and she's down there just looking at it like, oh, what's this? Of course, I blew it.
oh no, I was there. Because it was you had C4 there, right?
That's
Yeah,
C4.
yeah.
Oh.
No, okay, it wasn't
No,
you said
context from
you
my
said
point.
M16.
I thought it looked like
You meant
I thought it looked like an
M15.
M16, which, as an engineer.
You meant M15.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because the
Okay,
M16 is the
well,
rifle.
I'm thinking of gun.
Yeah. Okay, no, I do
You're
remember
right,
that. I remember
right.
you. I remember you guys laughing hysterically about that.
Yeah. Well, so from my point of view, it looked like an M15 on the ground, and I was like, okay, I can pick this up because I was an engineer. And for those who don't know, it's a little known fact. You can, as an engineer, pick up M15s as well as claymores. And no, I guess you can't.
I mean, if you walk up to him from the rear,
yeah, so you can also
maybe,
pick up
and
clams.
don't overstep the
yeah.
claymores. Wait, why would you be able to pick those up?
Well,
If you come
can
behind 'em.
prone. You can just pick them up instead of blowing them up. You can be more secretive about it and just pick them up off the ground so they don't explode to give away your position.
Yeah, well, you got to
And as
watch
an
where the
engineer, you
wires
do that,
are.
which is pretty
Sometimes they
good. Yeah,
find some good
I prone
spots.
under them a lot, but anyway, yeah, that was from my point of view. I'm sorry, look, for taking over your example, but I thought I'd give that one to you.
No, that's
No.
fine.
Well,
That was funny.
okay, so we'll roll down to Furious Gamer. Favorite Battlefield moment?
Back in my old squad, back in 360, one of our mates one night stayed up a bit later than he should and opened a bottle of beer.
Oh god.
Messiah, this is Celty I'm
Just
talking about.
see.
So he thinks, you know what, I'm a fairly good singer. So he decides to sing Hallelujah.
Oh boy.
So here I find myself at about 12 o'clock at night on a Wednesday listening to this like about 18-year-old just singing to his heart's content, drunk off his head, singing Hallelujah. I don't even think he made it through the song before he fainted or something.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
That's great.
He was a funny kid.
I can identify with that to a certain extent. Club Squad.
Wasn't this
Club
after
Squad
he
can tell you.
completely freaked out about everything?
Oh yeah, so he was, that same night he was drunk. I told him to watch this video about this, I think, well, maybe some of you have heard it. It's called the Russian sleep experiment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a video on YouTube. It's
I've
all
seen that one.
bollocks. It's none of it's real.
Yeah, no, it's crap, but
So I got
Yeah.
him to watch that, and through it, he's like hyperventilating and freaking out. And then he finished watching the video, and he's like looking around his room. He's like, "I see them. They're in the walls." And I legit freaked out because I'm like, I just wanted to creep him out, but I didn't want him to like.
Oh God, what have I done? Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, it's all good, it's fake. And he's like, no, I can see them now.
I didn't mean to corrupt this child.
"Oh." So he like
Be
lost
careful
his
with how you say
mind
with
that
some of
night.
the recruits.
The thing was, right, the next day, because I just jumped on when I got home, and I asked him, I'm like, you alright? How was last night? He's like, feel fine. He didn't remember any of it.
Oh.
So I'm like,
Wow.
thank God he didn't, because that would have been terrible for him.
I have had those nights
Hilarious.
with TG, as a matter of fact. I just don't remember what happened.
You don't remember what happened?
Yeah, especially those early days. Especially like the first couple times I was recording. Because
yeah.
all I was doing was recording. I was like, I'll edit it later. And but that was before I started bookmarking stuff to like get highlight reels like just basically right away. And so I would rewatch all of it, and I would get to a point in some of those recordings where I'd be like, I'm just gonna stop and not use any of the rest of the footage because I was wasted. Absolutely done for. And there was one that actually ended up on YouTube where I was just like shouting incoherently, basically. But to be fair, somebody was
Don't make
saying
that face.
somebody kept talking to me and they didn't make sense either. So anyway, so Messiah, what, Battlefield moments. What you got?
Oh God. We sticking to Battlefield 4?
Yeah.
No. Let's just open it.
Unless it's a good one, unless
It's
it's
the
a good
Battlefield division. We're about to be making the transition to a new game. Let's just open it up to the Battlefields.
It's true.
Can I then? Well, that's a lot of Battlefields.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's
but
not
Pick the,
bad.
you know,
the one that you think is the
if
best.
yeah, if you've got a bestie off the bat.
Well, probably because of how much annoyance it caused the person I did it to. In TG, when I think I was still an SL at the time, or maybe just became a PL. I was playing on a map with a bunch of the AU guys and also the CO and XO. And the XO was flying in on Hainan Resort with the Little Bird, and I shot him down with my small from the rooftop of Charlie 4 times in a row with it, and he got really annoyed at me. But there's just so
Should've
many
learned his
things I
lesson.
do. If
Right.
you've seen my videos, there's a lot of things I do.
Well, I'm gonna have to look those up. Is Messiah your is TG the Messiah your YouTube handle as well?
I don't have a YouTube, but I just, like
Oh, you just have
Xbox
okay.
DVR videos.
Well, that makes it
like,
easier. I can
Because
just
I was on 360 most of the time, I missed a lot of like the really good stuff. But
okay.
there's moments on Xbox One where I just, cross map a helicopter with a tank. Like, how cool's that?
Double tap the Xbox button, hit X. I do
Yeah.
that a lot. I know how it feels.
On Battlefield 3, I'll just sit on a hill with my tank and shoot down jets.
Nice. Now you do have an affinity for shooting down jets with canister shell. I've seen that
Yes.
firsthand.
Yeah.
I can
So
say firsthand, it's an absolute pain.
it is. It just looks terrible for whoever that fate befalls. But so Triv, you got anything?
Probably anytime I shoot someone with a phantom bow.
Okay. Who?
Like tonight?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Night one is good, but I had the
Yeah.
one moment, the first time I shot a guy out of a little bird, and it was just random. I didn't expect it to actually even hit him, and it like headshot him. And he literally messaged me and said, "Great shot." As I was
Dude, those are the
expecting
best.
hate mail from him.
Yeah, those are the best. When somebody like actually messages you and they're just like, nicely done. Those are some of the best. I think one of my favorites was, I mean, and it's actually on video for posterity, was just running around. It was just us screwing around on Dragon Valley. I mean, not us per se, but it was Club Squad. Kudo, Look, and Triv, I think you were there. But it definitely Sauce was there. And
I know where you're going.
one of my favorite moments, and it was absolutely hilarious. I almost died watching it happen. I forget who else it was, but Look was in a LAV crossing the bridge, and somebody rammed. He started backing up because somebody was coming at him. A Sauce was coming at him with C4, and he started backing up to get away from this clear threat that he didn't have a gunner to deal with. So he started backing up, but the other guy behind him, whoever it was, I think it was Immortal, maybe? I don't know. Anyhow, they went forward to, like, you know, I guess their line of thought was, you know, lend my guns to their cause. And they collide in the middle of the bridge, and the bridge on Dragon Valley collapses from the force of them running into each other, and they both die.
Right.
I just lost it.
LAV just went right through the bridge.
I absolutely I lost it.
It's so funny.
And like the other LAV, the one that rammed into the back of Looks, bounced back onto the one side of the cliff and didn't collapse with the bridge. So they weren't really, from what I remember, they weren't really stuck or anything. But they both died in the vehicles, but the vehicles were fine. And it was just such a silly thing to see happen. It took a second to register, and you know, and that whole match was fantastic because we were just screwing around, and me and Sauce were trying to trade C4 kills, C4 infantry kills, just tossing C4 at each other. I got you several times, Kudo.
Shut up.
Yeah, you hated it.
No comment.
and it was just, oh man, it was a banner night, and it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I highly recommend anyone listening to go to Conipto's YouTube channel and view that one. Do you remember what it was called?
That one was called The Stroke.
Oh.
Because because I shouted out when
because you almost had a stroke.
when Look and them died, I said I'm gonna have a stroke, so I titled it The Stroke.
And for those that don't know, what is the name of your YouTube channel?
It is just
Conipto.
it is just my name,
Same
Conipto, Conipto. And don't let Google's new YouTube engine mislead you.
It's not Conipti.
No, it's not Concepto. That's the one that comes up. Concepto comes up, and they're like a house band or something.
On YouTube, there's like another one. It's like Conipti or something. It's just
is there?
Not
well, that's my
you
Twitter. That's my Twitter name.
Oh.
Rude boys stole that.
Why did you choose Conipto as a name?
Oh, there's another good line of discussion. All right.
Good one.
So.
Yeah. I might have to save some of these for another one.
For any of our members that are in TG, there actually is a topic. You know, if you scroll down a little bit, I think it's gotten a little bit stale. It's in general discussion, but it's this exact topic. Anyhow, so Conipto is just something that I was watching Venture Brothers, and as a 14-year-old, no, hell, as a like 8 or 9-year-old, I was watching the Venture Brothers or something, and an episode comes up, or a scene comes up where he says, "Oh, you're treading on thin ice," but do you stop on the ice? No. You walk around like an idiot having a conniption fit. So immediately, conniption fit became my favorite phrase, and it is actually a phrase defined in Webster's dictionary. So I thought, well, why doesn't...
Dictionary?
Wow.
Is that what I said?
Sorry.
I totally
That's
meant it.
almost what you said.
It is
It
the
was pretty
dictionary.
close.
Anyhow,
I like it how she apologized immediately.
so the It's actually in Webster's dictionary, conniption fit as a phrase, but it is listed as one word.
It's also an Urban Dictionary.
I'm sure it is.
Oh boy.
And I don't want to know all the things that come up there. I'm hoping that the most upvoted one is the most accurate. Really? Okay. Well, fair enough. Anyhow, so conniption fit became a favorite phrase, but I was like, so why isn't there a word, a single word, to describe somebody who has fits of rage or emotion? And there wasn't one, as far as I could tell, not one that related to having a conniption fit. So I was like, oh well, I smash the arm of my chair a lot when I'm playing video games and I'm frustrated, or frustrating. If I do something awesome, I'll smash that arm and I'll be like, gotcha. But and so that was my style of gaming. And before that, my handle was Rainbow Monk 4 or something from Dagon. The Kids Next Door. Was that the Cartoon Network show? Anyway, they had
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Was it the Kids Next Door?
Yeah.
And so they had
and
the one girl's favorite thing was the Rainbow Monkeys or something. So I was the Rainbow Monk because I started on I started gaming on frickin' RuneScape, and my character was a monk.
Oh yeah.
So it was the Rainbow Monk, not the Rainbow Monkey. Anyway, switch that to back to Conipto, and Conipto is the word that I came up with for someone who has those little fits of rage every now and again.
You're actually like pretty patient though, as far as gamers go. So
I've developed that. I used to be very short.
More patient than me, that's for sure.
By the way, I don't think Look has heard. I don't think Look.
It only took one night.
I think we may have lost Look. I doubt Look has heard like the past 5 minutes of this. But yeah. Anyway, that was how that came up. So yep, there he goes. So so Kudo, how'd you
just left the party.
how'd you come up with how'd you come up with that one?
You've heard the story.
Yeah, I've heard the story, but it's
you know
pretty.
What you're getting into.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple one.
It's silly. It's very silly. It has to do with partially my name and what I liked at the time. I've had this gamer tag Kudo215 for like 12 years or so, and it's
That's about how long I've had Conipto as my handle.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's about 12 years ago. I was really into rap at the time.
Yeah, no, I am coming up on the 15-year anniversary of Conipto.
Wow, there you go.
Right?
It might be roughly, yeah. Yeah, buy me a beer. So yeah, back in the day, back in middle school, woohoo! I liked rap, and I mean I still like rap. I'm a little more specific about it, but it was the cool
Slim
thing
Shady.
at the time. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Slim Shady's the bomb.
Oh,
But,
suddenly Lil Wayne is cool even after the block is hot.
Yeah. So Ludacris was like
That's right,
the bomb
Kudo.
at the time.
Chicken
for
and
me.
beer.
You know what fear is.
Yeah.
Ludacris is the best.
That's common.
So I took Luda from it because he'd always go Luda in like all his songs. I thought that was so cool at the time. Keep in mind I was like 14 here, 13, so everything was cool to me.
Delving into the mind of 14-year-old Kudo.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that,
Not much has changed.
My real name begins with a K, but it's more commonly spelled with a C, and at the time I was like, oh, I'm not cool enough, I need to change my name, the kind of normal like teenage angst stuff that happens. So I wanted to go with the C rather than the K, so I went with Kudo, and then 17 at the time was taken, and it just happened to be like one of my favorite numbers. And so I went with 215 because 2 plus 5 equals 7. I don't even like 2 or 5. I don't know why I went with
But
it.
2 plus
in
1
any
plus
case-
5 equals 8. I don't.
Yeah. Who do we appreciate?
Okay, there it is.
No. Yeah, 13-year-old Kudo was a bit more symbolic than anything. Whatever. Anyway, so you got Kudo
Yeah.
215. You know what? I've had
Fair
it
enough.
for so long
Fair
that
play.
that if I try and log in on anything,
You'll forget.
if Kudo 215 is taken, I know it's me. No
Yeah.
one else has it. It's just
But then
it's
if
just
you
how it is.
then
It's
if
pretty
you try
great.
to come up with something else, you'll forget what that something else is immediately.
Oh, I never do.
Hey, well,
No,
yeah,
I
because
just
why
don't do
try?
it
Because
now.
you'll forget.
Why? Right.
That's what I
you know
would do.
Kudo, I'll answer to Kudo. If someone on the street walked by me and said, "Hey, Kudo," I'd be like, "Yeah." It's like, what's up?
So,
Alright.
so
So
look,
for everyone listening,
Yeah.
sign up to every website you can using Kudo as your
No.
username.
No.
on Twitter, hashtag kill the kudo. Use it. Let's make that a thing.
It's true. Kill the witch.
Kudo Anonymous.
So,
I'm
look,
picked on a lot.
look,
Y'all are rude.
are you still with us,
Started it.
Look?
Did
Yep,
I?
yep,
Okay.
I'm here.
Did you hear enough of the conversation to know what we're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so how did you end up with Look 1?
Okay, that's really easy.
With cues.
Yeah, with cues.
Goes
The
back
cues
to-
are the eyes looking down.
Everyone
Goes
grab your
back to-
popcorn.
Right. Goes back to military.
Yeah.
Last name first, first name last. So, L is the first initial of my last name. K is the first initial of my first name. And I looked at it and went, okay, I could stick a couple O's in there and it'd be Look. But if you stick a couple capital Q's in there, with the lines going, it looks like eyes looking down.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, I nailed it. All right.
Yep.
Okay, so simple enough. That was seamless. All right. Furious Gamer. I imagine that's partially
Yeah, pretty
self-explanatory. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
We've already gotten
Um,
to taste that like once or twice.
I-
already.
yeah, thank you, Kudo.
You're welcome.
So,
I'm here for you.
I did actually have a gamer tag, an account, before this one, which I'd had since the day I got my Xbox. And that was called Gitchel. And I had that for years and years and years. And then something happened. I don't even remember what it was now, but I couldn't access the account, and I went into a rage. I was like, I don't even know how to describe it. I got pretty worked up about it because I didn't know how it had happened. My brother couldn't fix it. My brother's older than me, so he was the one that set up the account for me and so on. And I'm like, you know what? I don't give a crap. Next gamer tag, Furious. I'm gonna add Furious in there somewhere. And it was like I didn't play it for like a year. I didn't want to get on there and then just because I felt so annoyed. I don't think you guys understand how annoyed I was. I got worked up beyond belief. Then eventually I'm like, yeah, okay, I may as well. So I got on and I'm like, Furious Gamer. So pretty self-explanatory really. And Messiah can vouch for me. I do get mad quite easily.
I can't vouch for that.
I know the feeling.
Yes. Oh, you want to bet?
I definitely know the feeling.
Kudo's doing a good job at showing the audience how I can get worked up though. So.
I'm here to
So,
help. You know.
so Messiah, how did you end up naming yourself as the Messiah?
Well, there's two very good reasons for it.
Oh
I-
boy, here we go.
When I first got
I'm
this
waiting 'cause I don't
account-
even know.
Well, when I first started playing Xbox, because my brother set it up, we only had one account for Xbox Live, and it was under his name, and I got really sick of it, so I created my own, and it was called Daniel Supercool with a K.
Of course.
'cause that's how cool I was. Unlike
That's
Kudo.
internet cool.
And in the Call of Duty clan I was in, we were very aggressive to people, even if they were good. They were just bad somehow. And eventually I decided that I can't insult people about their gamer tags and how crappy they are if I'm going around with Daniel Supercool. So I changed it to Sire because I like Monty Python Life of Brian and the whole he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy and all that. Because that's just amazing.
That's a great movie.
It is.
It is, yeah. I will absolutely
And
third
that's how I
that
ended up
motion.
with that.
All right.
And
So
it was rather ironic too, because we insulted people who would get into clans and change their gamer tag for it. And then, like a week into TG, I changed my gamer tag.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, people change, guys. Come on.
People grow older.
Hey, there's a badge for that. So Triv,
I haven't received
Yeah, I
it.
want the medal.
I'm still waiting on mine.
Triv, yours is a conundrum to me.
Band related?
Pretty
I thought?
obvious.
Yeah,
Is it
You
though?
like the band, yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
assume band related, but like, I don't. Okay, go on. Spell it out.
I mean, it is band related, but at the time, like when I joined TG 3 years ago, it's pretty much the same format I had, but instead of Trivium, it was Dude. But I ran into call-out problems because at the time everyone said that, like, dude, I'm like, what? And they're like, no, not you. Okay, like I need to change my name.
Okay. So that explains
You
like
gotta be able to
threw
call
up.
it Dude Man Bros.
that explains like
Yeah, I
every
didn't like that
other
at all.
tag you've got on the internet.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what a couple emails I have. But I mean that comes from my family because that's what my family calls me.
Just
They
dude.
don't, they don't call me
They
by
don't,
my
you don't
first
you don't have an
name
actual
because-
name. You're just dude.
Well, I do, but it's like my name's Chris or Christopher, but my oldest sister's name is Christina. Well, they call her Chris, so it kind of made it difficult. Well, so they're just like, dude, all right.
Did they call
So
you
it's like-
Christina?
No. So, like, all my sisters still call me dude to this day. My nephew is like Uncle Dude. So that's why a lot of my tags and emails are that way. But
Dude.
I just need something different. And I mean, 3 years ago, that's what I mean. I still listen to Trivium all the time. So
Oh, shout out, good band.
kind of what,
That's a band.
yeah,
It is a band. They're pretty decent.
yeah. I've
Actually-
to them.
Surprised I know who they are. I'm not up on the whole band thing. Heyo. But yeah. So
What?
nothing. If you didn't hear it, it doesn't matter. It didn't happen if you didn't hear it. Anyhow. So yeah, what have we? Hell, we've been going for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, then we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, which I did not anticipate. So we I guess are gonna end on the how we ended up with our gamer tab discussion.
And that,
That was a
kids,
good
was
place to
how I
end it.
made my gamer tag.
So big thanks to anybody who actually tuned in for this long and cared to hear what stupid things we have to say and wanted to hear what we were doing in TG at the time. If you're open to TG, you've got all our names. There are plenty of recruiting posts if you happen across them.
Make sure you put down TG the Messiah as a reference. You
Yeah.
will
I was
definitely-
gonna say-
Don't do that.
No. No.
Do the opposite of
The,
that.
the
Anyhow,
real expert,
anyway.
None of that.
the real expert here is Kudo215. That's with a C, U-D-O,
I'm
215.
sorry.
There are
Aren't you only a
definitely
sergeant major?
everyone knows right off the bat now that everyone
Nice.
definitely knows now that there are no incentives for recruiting.
It's true.
So
None for look
if-
one. None at all. Look one, don't keep your finger.
everyone who has bothered to listen, who is looking at our recruiting topics, will see this podcast. So, if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. Hope to see you very soon. And thank you again for tuning in to the Fireteam, the Tactical Gaming Battlefield podcast. This is the Fireteam signing off. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.